I just did a video on Ariana Huffington's first book, which was about women, called The Female Woman, an argument against women's liberation for female emancipation, that was written in 1973. So I'm going to discuss what I think might be viewed as a companion book, although written decades later, on becoming fearless in love, work, and life. It was written in 2006, or published in 2006, and I have an autographed copy. And this one is basically oriented toward women, trying to teach them how to live lives fearlessly, which she does not mean by that we should have a lack of fear, because after all, fear keeps us alive, doesn't it? We need to be afraid of things in order to survive. She believes fearlessness means feeling the fear, but acting despite it. Okay. And she writes here, fearless women come in all shapes, forms, ages, and professions. As Shakespeare put it, age cannot wither her, nor custom stale her infinite variety. And she took her daughters to see an exhibition called Shakespeare's Unruly Women, because she says it's never too early to teach women fearlessness. And she thinks that even though it's, we're past even though we've supposedly become emancipated, we still have a lot of the fears of the pre-emancipation period. She talks about young women being fixated on looks, thinness, and sexuality, and her own battles with fear. And she talks also about how we haven't completely emancipated, not liberated, but emancipated ourselves, because when she ran for governor, okay, here's what she writes. In 2003, I ran for governor in California. During the campaign, I was confronted with the fear of being caricatured and misunderstood. Of course, it's in the nature of political campaigns to turn your opponent into a political caricature. But I saw firsthand how different and how much harder it is if you're a woman, how much more exposed and vulnerable you feel. I remember sitting at the airport, waiting for a plane to Sacramento, deep in thought about all of this, when a young woman put a note in my hand and then disappeared. Ms. Huffington, I didn't want to intrude, but I wanted to thank you for your statements during the September 24th debate. You helped make it clear why women in particular should not vote for Schwarzenegger. While some have complained that your behavior was inappropriate, I realize that well-behaved women rarely make history. Thank you for taking on the fight. And then she signs her name. And later on, she remarks on how we still haven't, it's kind of odd that sort of fear of, taking on the male establishment. It should have disappeared in the 1950s, and it hasn't. Okay, another time though, when she got in trouble with another establishment, was the art establishment, In 1988, she published her book on Picasso. And, okay, I'm quoting her now. I found myself in a battle with the art establishment. My sin was that I had dared criticize Picasso as a man, even while acknowledging his artistic genius. The book was called Picasso, Creator and Destroyer, and the art world would not forgive me for exploring the destroyer part, a not inconsiderable facet of Picasso's life. And this, after all, was a biography. My Picasso experience elicited two fears: the fear of being disapproved of by people I liked and respected, and the fear of being caught up in a public controversy. But of course, when you're an author and when you take positions on public issues,